Matt Herman, partner at Fresh Fields, head of U.S. corporate practice there. Nice to see you at the Deal Economy event.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here.
You moderated a panel on divestitures, carve-outs, and other strategies for value creation. So everyone wants to create value in 2017. How difficult is it going to be?
I think that that's one of the key things that came out of our panel is that the easy deals have kind of been done. Big public takeovers from an execution perspective are actually a lot easier. What the panel resonated or focused on are the amount of preparation necessary to prepare for a carve-out, and that's HR, that's operationally, that's financials, and that's an equity story that makes the business compelling to prospective buyers. The panel spent a lot of time talking about how important the financial statements of the business to be divested, the quality of those. That's incredibly important when you're involved in a carve-out process. But making sure that those financial statements tick and tie to the rest of your equity story. So if the numbers say one thing and the people and the business say something else, you will lose credibility with buyers, you will lose time in the process, and ultimately you will lose value in the process that where you're trying to create value as a seller.
What are some of the external factors that will weigh on this in 2017?
I think people are looking at some big shifts, and those are on regulatory. I think the panel reflected on the fact that on the margins, antitrust review should get a little bit easier, so that should facilitate deals. I think Ken Myers from Siemens spoke a lot about trends where buyers from different regions and from different financial sizes might be able to pull off carve-out divestitures in ways that they might not have been able to 5 or 10 years ago. And I think that people are better at this. Even though it is hard, they're better at this, they hire better advisors, et cetera. It's those sort of meta-level shifts that I think people are seeing will drive, and Ann Madden made the point about her view that prices will stay somewhat robust, even in the context of a higher interest rate environment. And if that's the case, that's good news for sellers. That's tougher for private equity buyers, but should be good news for corporates who have an ability to create value through synergies and things like that a private equity sponsor on the buy side might not have. So it's those big shifts, and Paul spent a lot of time, Paul from E&Y spent a lot of time talking about the digitization of businesses and how important that is, even if it's not important today. And it might be part of the reason why a corporate is divesting of a business, because it doesn't want to deploy the capital to reinvest and take the business into the 21st century. That bridge, the digitization of businesses that are being divested, Paul felt was a very important point and a very important theme that we're going to be seeing over the next years.
The biggest challenge in 2017, will it be some of the pricing structures, or will it be some of the, I don't want to call it back office, but the due diligence, the hard legwork to get things done?
I think it's actually potentially a combination of both. I do think that in a uncertain environment, whether that be around interest rates, political developments, economic developments, that uncertainty creates dislocation. Now, smart buyers can move on that dislocation so long as sellers have absorbed the idea that this is what the price is. But in uncertain times like that, that's a very big point. Looking at that from a sponsor perspective, it should make these deals a little bit easier for corporates than for private equity firms.
Matt Herman, a pleasure speaking with you again. Thank you.
Thank you so much.